fun house active. Yeah, king of the palace, rubber like Malcolm. Ball up fist in the air to the flashlight. Yeah, hands up in.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Johnson, running Maverick, the Money Maverick.
And it's Michelle at Real Michelle Melissa.
And we're chilling with the Johnsons. How you guys doing today?
Hope you're doing well.
Today we want to talk about when you're looking for the right mate, what are your do's and don'ts, I guess, or your what would you call it?
Like the list, I guess.
Okay, I guess
Basic
your list.
list.
I guess, yeah, your basic list, or what's your cutoffs where you're like, yeah, I can't deal with this.
Okay.
We're talking more on couples, like married couples, getting people want to get married, or we're talking about just people hooking up, or what are we talking about?
Well, I mean, I think ultimately who you want to get married to. I mean, first we start with dating, and then, yeah, someone that you could possibly see spending the rest of your life with.
Okay. So, yeah, you go first, because
There's a few things.
I think.
I'll start with at least, okay, the first one was I wanted them to be Christian. I wanted them to have faith in God and have a personal relationship with God. And I didn't want to be the person to introduce them to that. I wanted them to have that separate on their own, where they were Christian and they knew God for themselves. So, because I see it a lot where people will sort of date and then they invite the person to church and then, yeah, they get baptized. But it's like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's great. But it's, for me, and maybe for just my own comfort level, I'd prefer to have someone who knows God for themselves. And Mark was definitely that person. I'm more, but you go.
I can get that, because I was going to ask you, how did you know that I was sold out to God and not just, trying to think? So now that you explained that a little bit, I think I want to make sure that, don't get me wrong, these are my opinions, or this is my list. So I guess I didn't want to marry a lady that already had children for some other guy or guys. I want to make sure that she had no children before getting with me. So that was one of mine, definitely. I know there's a lot of men that do that and they have a heart for that, but I didn't. And that's straight up. I want to take care of my own children and not necessarily somebody else's, because it's a big responsibility. And I've seen too many even bad shows, bad movies out there where like the kids telling them, yeah, you ain't my daddy, or like the daddy wants to come in all of a sudden, or does want to come in all of a sudden, and you're taking on somebody else's responsibility. So I didn't want to do that in my life. Everybody has a different life to live, but that was one of mine.
I actually agree with you. That was also for me, but as I said, it's not for as you said, it's not for everybody. Personally, I guess I know my own maybe insecurities or just my own personality, and I don't have any children, or I didn't have any children before, and I kind of wanted someone who didn't have that either. So at least when we came together and we're exploring parenthood, that, I didn't want to be compared to, oh, well, my ex did this and did that. I don't, that's not going to help me. So I really didn't want to have that. But I mean, I see a lot of blended relationships that actually are very, successful. So I mean, there's that too. It's just, for me personally, I wasn't built for it. So, and I think it's good to know what you can take and what you don't want to have, and there's nothing wrong with that. No?
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, the faith that you picked. Also, I want to make sure that my significant other, my wife, knew God too, and understood at least basic biblical teachings, because that's my faith. I want to make sure that definitely we're in the same faith. That's one no for me. If we're not in the same faith, that definitely would be a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
for me. So that was something too.
We met at church, actually. So I mean,
we met in church. So
it makes more sense. And
yeah, we met at the same church, and we still go to the same church now. So
got married at the church and everything, actually.
Yeah.
Did you?
Another one?
Well. Mine
was. I don't know about yours.
You go.
Well, I'll go first because yours might be a doozy. But I definitely want to get with. I'm in Canada. I'm born and raised in Canada, so I want to make sure that my significant other had her, I always say, papers out there. I know a lot of you might be laughing right now, but that was a big thing for me. I really didn't want to. I know love is blind, and I've seen so many crazy relationships where people marry for papers, and it's not necessarily about love, and then they break up, and it was just a transaction pretty much. Some of them wanted their papers to be landed, and they got married, and I didn't necessarily want to do that. I wanted to make sure that someone married me, one, for love, but definitely it wasn't about papers, and it wasn't going to be a thought in my mind that I'm marrying somebody to give them their papers, and are they really loving me for me, or are they loving me to give them papers, and then I have problems where they're going someplace else. So definitely I wanted someone that was landed, and yeah, straight up, that's me. Yeah, that's my that's my list.
Me too, because I couldn't manage it. I can't manage it. I wouldn't even know the difference. If someone decided, like, at least if I know, yeah.
You don't know true love, lady?
Well, I do now. Because of
now.
you, baby. But, man, some people are slick. Like, and I wouldn't know. You know who you are, right? Like, so someone could be like, yeah, I'm coming up from wherever, and yeah, and then, you have your house, oh, can my sister come stay with us? And then before you know it, the sister's pregnant, but it's not really the sister. Like, it's his, like, wife from back home, and I don't know any of this, and there's a whole bunch of kids in my basement, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, your sister.
That would never happen to you, baby.
You don't know? I don't know. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to squash all that possibility, because, my imagination can go pretty crazy. So, yeah, no, yeah.
So we're both on the same thing there, so we lucked out on that. Yeah, you got your papers. We were born in Canada.
Here.
So.
We're actually born in the same hospital, which is kind of
surprisingly
odd, but yeah.
St. Joseph out there, yeah.
What?
Toronto, that's the same hospital, so.
So yeah, no.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, I couldn't manage it. So.
What was the next one for you?
I would prefer that. I would prefer. No. Not prefer. How can I put this? Yeah, how can I put? Yeah, I would. You have to be born a male.
Sorry.
Originally, so.
You would, or
you, not me.
It sounded like you were just saying you.
No.
Like, whoa.
No, that's amazing with 4 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I know we live in a crazy world and stuff. I mean, I didn't really have any doubts about that with my husband, but the world's crazy, man. You don't want to be trying to have kids with someone and you're like, what's happening? And you realize that person may not have been born, male, and that would explain a lot, right? So, yeah, I didn't really have any doubts about that. I mean, I saw his mom, and I mean, his mom, I didn't have to ask his mother, like, oh, is your son really? No, it just.
Do you think your parents would even lie about that?
Your mom, no. I don't think your mom would even. Anyway, but no, I just. It's a crazy world, and
so you want to make sure that it was a man, a real man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's
likewise. I want to make sure that she's a woman and
was born
a
female.
woman, female, and yeah, me too. But again,
this is a personal preference.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you want, that's what you want. But
love transcends many things. And so it's all good with
I'm not saying that whatever you choose is whatever you choose. I want to make sure that it was a woman, and she wants to make sure that it was a man. So that was definitely a list for us.
That's
that
probably like number one, but number one or number two, at least.
Any more? What you were doing? I gotta know now. Definitely, I wanted somebody that was educated. Definitely someone that at least went through their studies, went through high school, did some college, university. Definitely wanted somebody that was educated, someone that was hardworking. I grew up with a single mother. And she did everything she could to take care of me and my siblings. So definitely I wanted a woman that was hardworking, smart, intelligent, wise. And so that was something on my list for sure. Again, these are our lists. Your list might be a little bit different, but definitely I wanted somebody that was educated. And
what I love about Mark, and what I think I was really looking for with a partner, was someone who is open to new experiences, and someone who also likes to hustle. Like, he will hustle. He'll do things where I'm like, what are you doing? And it works out. And I'm like, whoa. It works out. And he'll do like anything. And it's a really amazing quality, because it actually made me look at things and saying it doesn't have to be this ordinary way. Like you can do different things outside of the box. I mean, he's the first
to make money.
To make money.
That's what we're talking
To make money. And I mean, even when we first dated, like I think maybe the first or second date, he gave me a book, like Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That's a great book.
And it's a great book by Robert Kiyosaki. And I thought, like, no one's ever given me a book on a date, like nobody. And like I've never gotten a book from anybody really like that. And I'm like, well, I really like him, so let me read this book. And I was kind of like, man, I wish I read this book when I was like 12. But you know, it just sort of opens your mind to how to create wealth. And when I realized that this is someone who is reading this book and really enjoys this and wanted to share this with me, I'm like, I like this mindset of growth and building, and I can get with that, you know. So I just,
So the zeal to do extra or do more.
To do more and
think outside the box and taking initiative and striving for bigger and better things.
Yeah, ambitious.
He's
ambitious. He's very ambitious, and
likewise yourself. Definitely, she hustles. She does whatever she has to do to take up her family, and always adapting and pivoting on whatever may come our way. And that's how we work well together, so that we work together. Well, it seems to be working right now.
I think so.
Almighty God has held us together.
Yes.
Definitely, He has done the most of it, and we've worked hard building together with one another, with our children too. So again, that's mostly what's on my list. But also someone that's very attractive and into the eye and all of that. But also, beauty is bliss, but it also will fade.
Oh.
We're gonna get older later. We're gonna get older. We are gonna get older.
We're getting older.
And I know that's the truth. A lot of people don't want to listen, hear it. But again, you are gonna get older. Stuff may sag. Stuff may not even work, but stuff still works now.
Stuff works.
And at the end of the day, we know that. But I mean,
all right.
but we want to make sure that we get together with somebody that wants to build and achieve. And yes, it's hard work and ups and downs, and it's life. But again, we love one another, so definitely the love keeps us together. Yeah. It keeps us going, and no matter what may come, we don't put it on autopilot. We try and see if there's times we can do date night. We see if there's ways that we can spend time with one another outside of the kids, because kids do take up a lot of your time.
And now that they're outnumbering us. So I think it's made us closer, because now
the kids are teaming up on us.
Whoa, they're teaming up on us. Look at them. Look at what they're doing. I'm like, we have to be Team M again, because like this is. Well, I mean, we're never not, but I mean, just you know what I mean. Like there's more of them than there are of us, and.
Well, we'll save all that for another video.
That is another video.
But again, back to the list. I know many people out there have lists, and sometimes they can't find the mate that they want. But definitely, I think love is definitely number one thing. Again, charity, love is number one thing. Love comes first. So if you're in love with somebody, and definitely you can't live without that person. That's what my bishop always says, Bishop Carlton Facey in Toronto at Redemption Church International in Toronto. Always says that he couldn't live without his wife. Like, if that's someone that you can never live without, that might be the person that you need to be with, because no matter when the ups and downs come and when it gets hard, there's times where she'll go away and he can't find nothing in the house, where he's like, he can't survive now because she took such good care of him, and he's so attached to her that they're inseparable. Like you can't separate them.
Yeah.
So it has to be someone that you definitely know that you can build with and that you love and you can't live without. And you have to be willing to settle down too. Like I know a lot of times people try to live their single life while they're married. It can't work like that. You have to. It's a different life. It's not I'd say it's a better life, but it might, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's a different life. You were single, you did what you got to do. When you get together with somebody, you do what you got to do together. It's different. But again, that's my opinion, and it seems to work. But again, I think when you come together with somebody, it's not necessarily about you no more. It's about you building together. And then when you get kids, it's about you building with the kids. So it's just a different life. And so God's been good to us, and it's you got to enjoy your life. You got to be happy. And
it's a beautiful life.
It's a beautiful life, definitely. So again, that's Mark Johnson, the Running Maverick, the Money Maverick. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook at the Running Maverick and the Money Maverick. Again, if you guys,
I'm at Real Michelle Melissa.
And then definitely, if you guys like this video, share, subscribe. share it with other people. And if you have any comments or feedback, give it back to us. And yeah, we'll go together, all right? We're here to help the masses. We're here to help as many couples and individuals, singles as we can. And yeah, keep pushing life, all right? Take care. All the best.
Funhouse active, king of the palace, rubber like Malcolm, ball up fist in the air to the fast lit, yeah, hands up.